Well, good morning, everyone. My name is René Viñas. I'm a board-certified toxicologist at Upside Foods, a cultivated meat company located out in Berkeley, California. And today, you are in for a bit of a treat. If you know nothing about cultivated meat and have ever wondered how it's made, where does it come from, and most importantly, is it safe to eat, then really this is the session for you. And I mean, spoiler alert, it is safe to eat. At least ours is. And honestly, I mean, it really does seem to be something out of a science fiction movie now, doesn't it? I mean, cultivated meat, lab-grown meat, whatever you call it. But the technology is now here, and it holds the potential of solving environmental, ethical, and health challenges associated with the production and consumption of traditional animal-based foods. So much so that at the end of 2022, according to the Good Food Institute, the total number of publicly announced cultivated meat companies rose to 156 companies across the globe, all aiming to provide meat without slaughtering animals. And to date, there are about 18 operational facilities worldwide dedicated to producing cultivated meat or seafood. Now, with regards to investments, since 2016, and this is an all-time investment figure, there have been $2.8 billion in investments, with $896 million in 2022 alone. And really the investments come from a wide variety of sources, government, and even the conventional food industry. Many companies which might be here today, and these include, and this is public information, the likes of Cargill, Tyson, Nestle, Kraft Heinz, PepsiCo, and probably a bit more around here. And if nobody's told you, thank you for your support in this space. Now, of course, as you might imagine, this emerging technology has raised the need for the rapid development of risk assessment protocols to address the safety of these novel products. In addition, many global regulatory agencies, and we have 3 of them here, have also found themselves quickly needing to adapt and develop regulations to determine how these products can be safely manufactured, distributed, and labeled. Now, with regards to the regulatory advances here in the US, in November 2022, the USDA issued the very first no questions letter on a cultivated meat product. And I'll give you 2 guesses as to which company that was. And in spring of 2023, USDA approved grants of inspection for 2 companies, Upside Foods and Good Meat. So things have certainly gotten, or are getting, even more exciting as the years go on, and I'm sure we'll talk about it more in a bit. But today we have an excellent group of expert panelists that will provide you with more insights into this fascinating industry. We'll be talking about the technology behind the cultivated meat, how it's made, and some of the technical and economic challenges that we face in order to scale up. We'll also talk about the regulatory safety and the quality, the landscape from 3 different regulatory agencies, as well as some of the efforts on the analytical method development side or the validation side. And we'll also talk about some of the consumer perceptions and expectations for this product. Now, we did want to try something a little bit different as we're going, or as we were designing this session. We didn't want to just keep on talking at you. So we really do want to be able to engage all of you. And so while we will have some slides out there, we didn't want to just bore you with a bunch of slides. So please, by all means, if you have any questions, please come up to the microphones. Any comments? Of course, if you have complaints, I'm sure Stefan will address that. But yeah, with that, I'll go ahead and introduce our panels. First off, I'll introduce my co-chair, Dr. Melanie Abley, and you can just wave and just from USDA, who joined the office of the chief scientist in 2021 as a senior advisor for food safety, nutrition, and human health. Welcome. Next up, we have from ASTAR from Singapore, Dr. Matthew Lau. who is currently Associate Professor and Director of the Strategy, Industry, and Project in the Bioprocessing Technology Institute of Agency for Science, Technology, and Research, A-STAR, out in Singapore. And I believe he's joined us from on Zoom. Next up, we have Dr. David Prescott from Health Canada, who is a research scientist in the Regulatory Technology Research Division of Health Canada, where he acts as the division specialist in immunology, allergy, and immunotoxicity. Welcome. Then we have another Dave. We have three Daves up here. Dr. David Schmidt, who is the Executive Director of AOAC International. Prior to joining AOAC, he was the Principal Consultant for Schmidt Commonwealth Strategies. And from 2006 to 2015, he served as President and Chief Executive Officer of the International Food Information Council, IFIC, and CEO of IFIC Foundation in Washington, D.C. Welcome. And finally, our first speaker actually is Dr. David Kaplan, who is the Stern Family Endowed Professor of Engineering at Tufts University, and a distinguished university professor and professor in the Department of Biomedical Engineering. And he's going to start us off by talking about cultivated meat and how it's made. David.